What is a philosopheme? Please tell us. But I tried asking Alexa and it didn't work.
Sure. Yeah. There is an answer on Google's. There's a few answers on Google, but basically the German romantic philosopher F.W.J. Schelling, he coined the term. He made it up in reference to some of the ancient sayings. So I think it's Philosophemes podcast number 2. Maybe it's number 3, where the topic is what is a philosopheme. And so I kind of go through the whole spiel explaining what a philosopheme is. But basically, if you have some sort of excerpt from philosophy, a quote is the easiest way to think of it, and you really love it, Schelling would refer to that as a philosopheme. So I just sort of picked up that term from him.
And what are some of your favorite themes of philosophy?
That's a great question. So I think my favorite philosophemes are all of the existential ideas that help us understand life as joyful despite suffering.
Ooh, I like that. That felt good. And you've taught several classes. In your bio, you have over 100 different courses that you've taught. You're also an author, writing over 10 books. And I'm wondering, has there been a particularly rewarding aspect of your career?
I would say that, and I think that this is the answer that any teacher would give, any professor would give, but I think my favorite aspect of all of this has been mentoring others. My dad was a coach, and I feel like in some ways I tried very hard to not end up being a coach, and it turns out that I think I love coaching. So I'd say the mentoring aspect, yeah.
Yeah. And is there a common encouragement that you give to your mentees? Like, is there something that you really love to refer back to, or an overall idea that really helps the people that you work with?
I would say that meeting the person where they are, but again, this consistent existentialist theme of trying to find the best relation to your obstacles, trying to find the best relation to the difficulties that you encounter in your path.
That kind of reminds me of a thought of if someone's in a well, you're not just screaming down at them. It's better to climb down into the well and help them out. So is it kind of like that, like meeting people where they are?
I would say yes, in a way. I don't mean to imply that the people that I encounter are stuck, or that they're sort of lost or anything like that. Just rather this idea of helping a person recontextualize, or I hate to admit this these days. The older I get, the less and less I'm willing to admit it. But I started off as a Freudian. I started off in psychology, and of course, I just thought Sigmund Freud was great a very long time ago. And so, one of the things I would still say is that many people have a worldview that is, that it comes out of their developmental experience, right? Their experience with their parents and the kind of context they grew up in. And so it's very difficult, I think, when we are still sort of learning who we are in the world, to be able to recontextualize your situation. And I actually think that, the internet makes it, and social media makes it more difficult, not less difficult, right? So that's kind of what I was trying to get at when I was saying, what I find is that there are many people who they so wholeheartedly believe the internet and so wholeheartedly believe social media that they just sort of accept that they must be whoever it is that the internet is telling them that they should be. And, one of the things that I was trying to suggest by meeting them where they are is sort of trying to figure out, is there a way to recontextualize that?